back with the real deep end, and it only gets realer from here. Now, in today's topic, we're going to be discussing the 10 stoic rules for dealing with a Capricorn, especially when you are a Pisces. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s, my 2-2-2s, my 3-3-3s, and my 7-7-7s. And we're going to jump right in. Now, when it comes to Capricorn, everybody knows that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, okay? Now, most of you may already know that when it comes to Capricorn women, they can become disciplined, proud, and calculated. So a lot of times, you don't see this energy first off when you first meet them, because this sign is very reserved. This sign doesn't like to show you all their cards. So this is the most frustrating thing about a Capricorn, because when you're a Pisces, you're so used to dealing with people that are open with expression, somebody that feels comfortable, or if they're not comfortable, you at least like to deal with people that are open emotionally, to where they express themselves. It's just the same, like they express themselves, they don't hold back. So when it comes to Capricorn, if you slip up when you're dealing with them, they'll flick the dynamic on you. So a lot of times they behave in such a way that will get an emotional reaction out of you. So this is why I'm saying, if you remain stoic, then you can avoid a lot of the traps that Capricorns tend to set. Now, one thing you got to know is when you are stoic, you're going to always hold the power. So this means that you don't feed into the emotional or the emotionally reactive energy that they do. Now, a lot of times, that a Capricorn oftentimes is very, very sensitive. Now, how do we know this to be true? Is because as soon as they get frustrated over something, they instantly shut down. So it's almost like every time they feel something, it's almost like they got to put something on the shelf, how they feel, for later on. So they don't handle things accordingly how you and I would, especially if you're a water sign or if you're an air sign. When you are an air sign, you like to logically, discuss things. You like to talk about things. Even if it's something emotional, you like to talk about it and get it off your chest. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the live. What's going on? Rex Boy said, gotta be a rapper. I mean, it is, you really could be a rapper if you really wanted to do it, but you gotta have the time to do it. Let's see, K Lover said, what's going on? Welcome. Lachey, Israel, welcome. And see, the thing about it is, when you're dealing with a Capricorn woman, as I mentioned, the most frustrating thing about dealing with her is the fact that she likes to turn on and off her emotions. So you never really know where you stand when you're dealing with a Capricorn woman, because I'm gonna tell you a secret. She can really dislike you, and you won't know, because she'll still talk to you. She'll still make it seem as though she's happy to see you. She's the type of person that'll work a job and then she'll hate like everybody, but she'll stay just because she needs the money. If the job pays her well, she'll stay just because of that. And in her mind, she'll say, oh, I don't like none of these people here, but I get paid good, so I'm gonna just ignore it and just, act like I like everybody to keep the peace. But that's not really how she feels. So she's not the type of person to be open with her emotions, and she doesn't make it easy for people to get there. So when a Capricorn gets mad, as I mentioned, they shut down. They go into the narcissistic type of characteristics, to where they may get a silent treatment. And everybody knows what the silent treatment, usually a person is trying to punish you emotionally. by not giving you any type of response. So what it does is, if you're not strong enough, it could cause you to doubt yourself, or to make you second guess things, to make it seem as though it's your fault in a sense. But here's the thing: when a Capricorn goes quiet, you just got to match their energy. So if they go quiet on you, to remain stoic in the situation, the best bet would be to ignore them back. But here's the thing: you cannot let a Capricorn ignore you and then come back. Basically what I'm saying is, like, they like to do things on their terms. So if you get ignored by a Capricorn woman or man, 9 times out of 10, she'll ignore you for a certain amount of time, then she'll try to reappear. But I'm here to tell you, don't fall for this, because you can't forget what she did in the first place. You can't forget about the fact of her ignoring you. So if she ignores you, you must already be done with her. You must already just, delete her number, whatever, and just move on, because this type of test is very sickening, because she knows what she's doing. This is not something that she's like unaware to. She just the type of zodiac sign, she detaches emotionally. But it's not on the same level as Aquarius, though, because Aquarius, you don't get anything. Like you don't, it's very, innovative. It's unpredictable when you're dealing with an Aquarius, and everybody knows that that's where Capricorn falls. So when it comes to Aquarius, it's similar, but it's on a different level. Now Capricorn, the thing about it is, she usually acts this way when she's frustrated, when she doesn't get her way. She will shut down her emotions. She will pull back. So that's what I meant by her turning off her emotions like a light switch, because she's all, bubbly. She's all, she'll talk to you, speak those sweet nothings into your ears. She'll make you feel like you're, the man of the house, or whatever it is that that she has used to sweet talk you into getting what she wants. That's the thing about her. She likes to have leverage in a situation. So if she needs you for those resources, she's going to be nice to you. She's going to basically appear to be someone that is giving you all the control, until she reaches her verdict, and until she reaches some sort of goal that she needed you for. And she'll use you, because that's what Capricorn, that's the motto for Capricorn, is I use. She'll use you to get to a certain place where she doesn't need you anymore. So if you help her with something, she's going to use you for that resource, and she's only going to be loyal to you for that one resource, that one thing. So when you stop giving her money towards her tuition, she's going to pull back. She's going to ignore you, which is passive aggressive. Yes. It's because of her pride, and she struggles with emotion. She can't express herself. So she gets frazzled. She gets stuck. She gets trapped into that rabbit hole of not being able to communicate her emotions, because why? She has this ego. She has this huge ego. She has the pride. She has a fear of being vulnerable before others. She doesn't want to appear to be weak. She doesn't want to appear to, she hates the fact that, or the idea of owing somebody. So even if you helped her to get, through school or whatever it was that you put your own hard-earned money towards, she is the type of person that's selfish. And I'm going to tell you, one of the secrets with Capricorn is F your feelings. See, they don't care. They are very one-sided, and they do not care about how you feel. So if you felt like unappreciated, and you're like, damn, I paid for your school, I made sure you had lunch money every day for school, I did this, I gave you transportation, they're not going to respect that. They're not going to appreciate you, because they do all of this for their own self-gain. That's why Capricorn is considered the devil, because she knows exactly what to say in the moment to appear or to play her role into getting what she wants. As soon as she gets what she wants, it's almost like, oh, you're the guy that helped me start school, but hey, right now I don't need your help anymore. So who are you, or what are you still doing here? So that's why I always say, like, when you dealing with Capricorn, it's everything is what you can't see. Everything is all about, it's like she'll try to confuse you in order to control you. So when you think everything's all good, you thinking that, oh, she's playing her role and you're expecting her to do something for you, when she's been, when the ball has been in her court for the most part, she's not going to respect, she's not going to change. She's not going to be like, okay, you helped me through school, so now I can actually give back to you. That's not how she doesn't operate on a fair scale. She's very one-sided. So if she discovers that you're not helping her with something that she was using you for, then that's when she's going to pull back. a hard pull back, and all of a sudden you're going to feel it, because you're going to be like, wait a minute, she's ignoring me now. But before, when I was doing everything for her, she was answering my calls until I told her, hey, I'm going to need some gas money for, Friday or something. And, that's when you will realize that, wow, you probably, maybe, and we all do this, a natural reaction, that once you feel used, you realize that you were used. But to her, that's just a check mark on her little laundry list. It's like, okay, well, I finessed this guy out of a $20,000 tuition thing or whatever it was. And that's how her mind is, because she's very, very greedy. She's very hell-bent on status, coming up, getting money, a lot of money real fast, becoming successful. And she really cares about how she looks in front of others. Now, the thing about it is, another thing, I'm going to tell you guys what to do. Now, one of the things you want to do is set the boundaries early. Do not give her any access to anything that would allow her to become independent. See, now, I mean, and I'm saying do this slowly. Don't just give her everything. Don't give her the keys to the Mercedes. Don't give her, keys to the stash, and several privileges, because, as I mentioned, she's going to use you for these things. And when she's the type of person, just like Thanos, as soon as she gets all the rings, she's just gonna dip. See, she doesn't care. It's all about strategy and manipulation with Capricorn. It's all about her being an opportunist. So if you give her the opportunity to take a full advantage of you, she's gonna take it. See, and she's all about that strategy. You see, if you give her everything up front, she's not going to respect you, because this is the thing. She tests men for boundaries. See, so she's always calculative. See, this is why you can't trust a Capricorn, because they're always calculating things. And this is also why they go quiet, because when they pull back their energy, they're only going to talk to you when they actually have a plot or plan in motion. And that's somebody so you got to always think of a Capricorn like your boss, because that's the way that they see themselves. If they feel like you're in control, then they'll get jealous. See, they'll get jealous. They'll start, breaking things. They'll throw a fit, especially if they feel they can't control you or control the narrative or control how things go. But when you find a Capricorn ignoring you, what they're really doing is they're calculating the outcome. They're trying to get a reaction out of you. They're trying to get a reassurance that, oh, this person is upset emotionally, so they feel like they're in control. But here's the thing. When you're dealing with a Capricorn, is you have to breadcrumb them, unfortunately. You have to give them the hope of, yeah, at some point, I might be able to give you the keys to take the BMW for a spin, but I'm going to be the one with the keys. See how you have to have control over the whole experience, because when you're dealing with Capricorn, as soon as they feel the blockage of you not allowing them to be in control, in the hot seat, they can't handle it. They can't handle not having power. They're so used to having power that when you deny it and when you take it from them, they can't survive. Saturn puts a Capricorn to work to get to a certain place in life, meaning success or getting to the top. And the funny thing is that getting to the top doesn't always promise a positive outcome. That's why Capricorn is considered the devil, because you could become you can become successful in your ego to a higher tier that allows you to be very, very egotistical on a whole nother level. So that's why I say that you don't really know what the goal is for that Capricorn, but when they start going towards it, they're locked in. So this is why she won't answer certain types of questions or phone calls from you, because when she answers the phone, she has to have a plot. She has to have a strategy. She has to go off of some type of vendetta. She's very pragmatic, to where she has to have some type of scheme in motion before she answers the phone. She just can't answer the phone because she doesn't have the expression of emotion. She can't express herself. She always has to go towards some type of scheme or setup. Maybe somebody else may be telling her what to say, or some type of script. She has to follow that in order to communicate. So when you find that she's not answering her phone, that's because she wasn't prepared for that. She also doesn't like to feel as though she's dealing with a project. See, she doesn't like to feel any type of emotional weight. So what she tends to like to do is she likes to have full access, so it allows her not to have to express herself. And that allows her, she will space herself out, but she'll do this in a passive aggressive way. That's why she's considered evil, because to not give somebody certainty in how you feel, then you're basically just misleading them. See? So for someone that's dating a Capricorn, she could not like you. She could hate your damn guts to a T, but she won't tell you that. She'll still keep you around, keep you in orbit. She'll just keep you around because of that one thing. Maybe you give her a ride to work and you don't charge her. Maybe it's something that she feels that she is taking advantage of the situation that she is using you for. See? And then her opposite polarity, Cancer, is basically how she goes about things. That's how she feels on the inside. That's how she feels, to where she hides her emotion. See, everything of how a Cancer would feel openly with a Capricorn is more hidden. See, and that hidden, that's the danger, is basically how they really feel, because they can't express that in transparency of telling you straight up how they feel. They just can't do it. So they rather lie to you. That feels more safe, more comfortable for them, so it allows them to not be vulnerable. See, they don't like to take accountability, so them not having to answer to anything allows them to hide everything. So you could be actually played by a Capricorn and not even see it coming, because the facial expression doesn't match the action, and the whole time she just was hiding that type of energy from you. And that's why it's very, very potent, because not many people can hold a poker face and be doing all kinds of evil things under the radar. Now, the difference is when you're dealing with a Scorpio can be all about the dark forces and the taboos of life. But here's the difference. Scorpio is intense. So they're a little bit more stealthier, more, silent, but this is why they sting you, because they know the detriment of how they live their lives, and they test your boundaries by seeing how far you will go. So that's why when you're dealing with Scorpio, you have to assert your boundaries to a Scorpio, because they will test you. They love to see how far you will go with something, and that's when they will gauge your boundaries or your insecurities and your weakness, and that allows them to take advantage of you. But with whatever they have that's considered dark-sided, a Scorpio has no shame in their game. They will actually bring it to you voluntarily. You know, they don't give a damn about how it looks, how they sound. And if it's emotion that's very let's say if it's emotional weight that they're projecting onto you, they don't care. Scorpios are vicious in such a way. Now here's the thing. What you want to do is keep everything business. See, no emotion. Not personal when you're dealing with a Capricorn woman. No freebies. Don't give her anything, don't give her anything for free. Don't give her nothing up front that's worth any value to a situation. She's going to take advantage, and she's not going to respect you because in such a way, that would be a boundary for her. See? So she won't do the same thing that you would do because she finds it to be stupid. And that's the one thing with Capricorn is that they hate people that are stupid. They hate people that don't know common sense. And the very things that she wouldn't do, and she sees that you'll do it, then she definitely she's gonna mark you off as being someone that's stupid. And that can aggravate her. But again, she's not gonna tell you that. See, that's cold-blooded, that she won't tell you how you're coming off. She won't explain anything to you. So if you are getting on her nerves, she's not going to say, oh, you know what, you're becoming very annoying right now. She's not going to tell you what time it is and the shift in energy. She's not going to tell you that. What she tries to do is she tries to create order, and she tries to control the time. And then what she will do is she will surprise you at an opportune time, which like the devil does, with something that has been bothering her for weeks on end, but she never said anything about it. So you just get caught off guard to where you won't be prepared for her anger, because you'll be like, wait a minute. And then you will be shocked because she will go off on you in such a way that you will feel as though she ripped the mask off of her face, and then she's just a complete demon. She's just a full-blown bitch that she'll just go off, and it will scare the hell out of you because you wouldn't have not ever seen her in a million years act like this. But she has hid that experience from you on purpose. So that's why I tell you, with a Capricorn, they could come off as like nice people, but don't let it fool you, because they're only being nice because they want something from you. She's being very manipulative when she's doing this. Now, here's another thing. Stay silent when necessary. Do not overshare. Do not tell her, all about your life story, how you got this good job and whatever it is personal. Don't tell her anything. Don't over explain things. If something, and I'm gonna say why, is because she'll gaslight you. So don't over explain, because like I said, your actions that's your only explanation. You don't have to go off into a rant about, why. Now, another thing too, do not reward bad behavior when you're dealing with a Capricorn. So you have to enforce those consequences. So if she ignores your calls, or don't chase her, don't double text. You need to match her energy accordingly with discipline, not emotion. See? So it's basically like, hey, if it's something that you've given her, take it back. Let's say you were being, you were in a relationship with her, you was paying one of her bills, or something, you was just being helpful, helping her out with something, and then she starts to play these type of mind games with you. Take it back, and don't give it back. Whatever you was helping her with, take it back, because everything is about power, obtaining power. So it's never about so much the emotion of, oh, this is my girlfriend and whoop-de-woo. She doesn't give a damn about none of that. She doesn't care about the title, the marriage, and oh, we got 5 kids together. She doesn't care about that. She cares about how much money is going in her bank account, what she's benefiting off the situation. Now, when it comes to make her earn the access back, and do not get caught up in the seduction of giving her this back by, getting in the bedroom with her, because this is where she's good at. She's good with the whole, flirting, the seduction talk. And that might be the only thing that she can actually give you is, some type of, bedroom type activities. But she's not gonna come off no money or anything like that. She's not gonna give you something that's of value, but she'll take everything from you that is of value. So this is why she comes off dry. This is at the times where she plays as though she may be bored or boring to you. But that is manipulation. She's acting a certain type of way to get a certain type of reaction out of you. See? And that whole time she's gauging your strength as a man. She's gauging your structure. She's gauging your the foundation of you being, you being a man. She's basically gauging where you're weak at. See? Now, the thing about it is, when I said to make her earn the access back, you have to play loyalty tests. Maybe give her $500 or give her like $100, and just see her attitude. Just see, because when you're dealing with a Capricorn, you have to look at their actions. You cannot go off what by what they say. Always go by their actions. So if you give them $100 and they start acting funny, they start acting like, oh, they're the big bad wolf or the big bad, they start acting bossy or start to act different than how they were before they received it. That's your answer that, hey, you better not give her any more money because it's only going to get worse. So always look at the effort, the consistency for a long, over time, or over a period of time. Now, what you don't want to do is, like I said, don't spam call her. Do not chase after her, because of why? That's going to give her the upper hand, the leverage that she's looking for in a situation before she actually starts to ask for something else from you. She's going to be calculative to see whether you're going to chase. She plays these type of mind games on purpose just to see if she really got her reels in you. Okay, so if she ignores your calls, let her sit in silence. Do not call her back. If it's something that you guys were communicating on, such as Snapchat or something like that, and she just stopped responding, delete, unfriend her. See, don't feed in. Once you feel that energy shift, stop. Now, the thing about it is, don't vent to everyone. Keep your business to yourself, because Capricorns are nosy. They always have to have the nuts and bolts. She always the type of person that is very, very inquisitive. Instead of asking you questions about, hey, where do you work? What did you do last night? She's gonna ask your friend. See, and those are boundaries. She'll go and ask your best friend that, hey, what did you do last night? She likes to get her information. She likes to get her information from others about you and what you were doing. She doesn't like to come to you with those questions, because she feels that she's going to look vulnerable. She's very sneaky, so she definitely can bring pain to you. Once she realizes that, she realizes some type of insecurity, and oftentimes it could be projection. So she could be very insecure, but then she may hide it, but then she may project onto you and say that you're insecure. See, and for you to basically get to, because what she's trying to do by her gaslighting you and to thinking that, oh, you're insecure just because you asked her, a question, basically trying to get some clarity about, hey, who was that guy you was talking to for an hour when I picked you up from work? She'll try to, get out of that by trying to confuse you in order to control you. So then she'll throw out there, oh, you're insecure. Hey, I was just talking to a coworker that you're getting insecure. And then she wants you to get defensive. She wants you to get emotional and get defensive, like, oh, I'm not insecure. She wants you to that mindset of second guessing yourself and trying to defend yourself, because why? Then she's able to get away with what she was currently doing, and then she basically is trying to get you to stop questioning her. See that? It's a little sneaky way and it's also a classic Capricorn deflection maneuver. This is just how Capricorns get out of stuff, because like I said, they don't want no accountability. They're not going to say, oh yeah, my bad. Yeah, I ignored you. Yeah. I tend to, yeah, I ignored you because, yeah, I was doing something. Or, hey, they're not going to express that emotion. And that's the thing. When I said she brings you pain, when she brings you pain, is because she knows that it's bothering you. See, for you to just want to find the clarity, just to get an understanding. She wants you to feel like you're doing something wrong regarding her. She doesn't like to. She doesn't like to be second. She doesn't like to be questioned. She's not the type of sign where you could be like, "Hey, uh, guess what happened on my job last night?" She doesn't want to talk about anything emotional. She shuts down because she can't relate. So that's why when you're sitting there telling her about, all the things, especially when you're a Pisces, because you absorb a lot, so you tend to want to talk about all different types of subjects and things that happen throughout the day, and you just might just want to talk. Not with a Capricorn. She gets overwhelmed if you start talking about things like, oh, what happened with my job, because less is more. See, she doesn't. She likes simple things. She doesn't like those, oh yeah, this person in my job was hating on me, and hey, such gave everybody a free donut. She doesn't want to talk about that. Also, another negative trait is that she doesn't like someone that is always happy. See, she doesn't like someone that's always cheerful, in a good mood. It pisses her off. And see, it's in those moments where it's the opposite, to where it's like everything that is good, she doesn't like it, because she sees a world in different perspectives. So she sees that, oh, you're always cheerful, you're always happy and optimistic. That's going to bother her. See? And then she'll do certain things to make you have a bad day. Like I said, they'll bring you pain. How would they do that? They do that by bringing drama to your life. They know somebody that you hate that gets on your nerves, they'll bring them up. They'll bring them up on purpose. They'll be like, yeah, I seen JoJo last night. The guy that you hate, that you guys are always fighting with, you always get, fighting with. I seen him at the gas station. He asked for my number. That's how she'll start some shit, like try to bring a issue just because she's just mad that you're always looking happy and that you always seem to be in a good mood. She tries to do that because why? She wants to control you. She wants to control your energy. See, as long as she can keep you close to her to allow her to do what she wants when she pleases, she wants to get to a point where she basically demasculizes you, and basically she just takes over the whole situation. See, she wants full control. She wants to be your boss. So when you think you're getting in a relationship with a Capricorn, basically what she's doing is she wants you to submit to her. Now, when it comes to what I meant by don't vent to everybody. So don't keep your business separate. And then, always have a friend. I'm not trying to say like, this out of paranoia, but always have somebody watch her. You know what I'm saying? Have a neighbor, somebody that's close by, a friend, a cousin, whoever. Always have somebody, hey, keep an eye on her, because she likes to do sneaky stuff. She likes to go too far. She likes to push boundaries. She'll do things that she knows is wrong, and she doesn't care because she doesn't want you to control her. She doesn't want someone to one up her. So that's something you got to watch out for. Like I say, don't fall for the gaslighting, because she will gaslight you. You're basically, asking her why she didn't answer her phone, and she could have been standing right in front of you, and you could have just, hey, you was watching her and just seeing if she was going to answer. And next thing you know, you see her pick her phone up and not answer. You might question her like, hey, I called you. There you go again. You didn't answer my call. If you come at them on the pinfall, I like to say, if you come to them trying to peg them on something that they did wrong, they're going to try and give you the same energy. They're going to try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong, or they'll try to flip the dynamic. So when it comes to if she calls you insecure, like I say, just flip it and say, hey, I'm just more disciplined than you. That's just, you just gotta do it in a stoic format. Now, another thing, as I said, don't reward disrespect, because that's disrespectful for you to call her and she not answer her phone right in front of you. That's disrespectful. Do not ignore. I'm gonna tell you how Capricorn gets away with stuff is because you can become intimidated by her anger episodes. So when she snaps off, she could really snap off in such a way where it's almost like you just feel like you can feel so embarrassed to just so like, damn, you just went off on me like super crazy. And she could be very disrespectful by what she says to you, that most times some men, they pretty much like they shut down to where she just said the most disrespectful thing in the moment. But if you let her slide and she knows she disrespected you, it's just going to get worse. See, and at that moment glance, you could always end up taking her side of the story with things, because that's what she likes to do. She wants to have the leverage. So she might know that you don't want to be alone. She know that you're hooked on her. So that's why she may do these things in order to have the upper hand in the situation. Now the next thing is I said don't reward disrespect. Another thing is, like I say, no resources, no privileges until she clears her act. And I'm not talking about in 1 or 2 days. No. She needs to clear her act within maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks spans until you see some better behavior. Another thing too is do not break frame with her. Do not break stoic frame with her, because I'm telling you, this type of woman, she's calculative. She looks for weakness. She preys on the weak. So just because she might be beautiful, she approach you because she's masculine. She has that masculine energy. So she is the type of woman that will approach you. And you be a man just sitting up in the movie theater, by yourself, and she can smell money. See, she's more like that Clifford the Red Dog. She can sniff a millionaire, sniff a man that got money, or she can sniff the insecurity of a man that is rich, that has the money, and hey, he's willing to spend it on anything, even if he wants to simply spoil his dog for the day. Hey, well, a rich man have what, $1,500 to spend on his dog. A Capricorn woman would definitely sniff that out. Hell, you gonna give it to the dog? We might as well just give it to me. So that's what you got to watch out with Capricorn, because they very, very, very like locked in. So they focus. When they actually want something, they're actually going to look for it, search for it. And a lot of times they end up finding it. The thing about it is the Capricorn sign is very karmic. So when they do things in the wrong way, definitely they're going to get, they're going to get punished for it. And that's another thing. That's why they're so frustrated, because they get to a point where they're tired of starting over. They just want to obtain so much power at one time that they do not have to ever sit there and use these schemes and go through these type of rituals to get what they want. See? So I'm going to tell you a funny little scenario of a Capricorn. The funny scenario is this. They will actually have a plan. See? Think of Home Alone. In order to catch the bandits, he had to have the house all set up with traps and everything beforehand, before the bandits arrive. That's how Capricorn is. They have to have a plan first before they actually do anything. So it's almost like they'll have a plan with all these little, innuendos of just things what they need to do to accomplish what they want, accomplish what they are trying to obtain. And then once they do it, it's almost like a checklist. And then when they actually get what they want, they crumble up that plan, that plan on that paper and throw it away. And now if something was to go wrong, they shut down because they threw the plan away. They had that plan on the paper. So now they're just stuck. See, they have no go-to. And that's why you are getting ignored. They don't have nothing else yet planned for you to deal with you. So that's why I always say you cannot trust somebody that always has to think first. See? Somebody that has to always think about what they're going to say to you is very manipulative. So if they stop you and say, hold on, give me a second, or let me think about it, the answer is no. You have to answer for them at that point, because they're trying to think about it. When you asking someone something simple, why would it take a person 3 days to give you an answer? You want to work here? Oh, well, I'll get back to you on that. No, the answer is no, because I'm hiring right now. If you want the job, you take the job. But see, when you have to sit there and think about it to see how it's going to work for you, then that's when a person it's like their brain starts to try to figure out a way to manipulate the situation in order for them to get what they want out of it. And it's just, to me, it's not even worth it. Now, the thing about it is, at the end of the day, like I say, you do not owe a Capricorn woman explanations. Stop explaining yourself when you're dealing with them. If you unfriend them from Snapchat after they ignored you, there's no explanation. You just did exactly what you were supposed to do in the situation. Like I say, if she respects your structure, then she'll align to it. So there's nothing that you could do to try to make her fall in line. Now, the reason of this video staying stoic in the situation is for you to keep your power, because that's the very thing that she will try to drain you for. She likes to steal your energy. She likes to hijack. She likes to take away from. Think of this. If a Capricorn's motto is I use, how much energy do you really think she will actually use if you were to give it to her? All of it. See, she's not the type of sign that just take a little bit. She's not like a Cancer that just takes a little bit. And you know, hey, it's like a nugget. It's like I say, breadcrumbing. When you just get a little bit. No, Capricorn, if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. They're going to run with it. Now, next thing I want to say, when you okay, what you got to do, the next thing, and it's like I say, this is going to tie into part 2. And what you want to do is move without announcing. See, don't warn her that you're going to take the key away. Do not do this. Do not get into explaining yourself or why you're going to set these boundaries. Don't give her no, oh yeah, I'm going to take that car away that I gave you. No, do not do this. And when you come up with something that you want to do as far as taking access away, don't announce it. Just take it. See, you got to let her notice the shift on her own. See, you unfriended her off Snapchat. Don't explain why, oh yeah, by the way, I unfriended you on Snapchat. Did you notice? Don't do that. You don't need to, because now she's going to know that she got to you. See that? But in that moment of shift, she's going to see that and say, wow, oh, I respect this person because they actually standing on something. She's attracted to power. So that's why I said that the only way that you can peg a Capricorn is you have to not give them anything for free. You can't give them your time. You have to set boundaries, because that's when she's going to respect you. Is that, oh, she wasn't able to easily get your time. So she's going to blow you up. She's going to be calling you like crazy and calling you, because she's trying to get that power. She's trying to steal your time. She wants to see if she can take your time away from you voluntarily. She wants you to, oh man, I got to work Friday. Then she wants you to, in another breath, she wants you to be like, oh, well, I guess I'll go in late to be with you. That is when she's going to get you. See, and when anytime you break frame and you start, acting emotional, or you start to not stand on your boundaries, then that's going to give her the green light. Next thing is that you need to redirect your energy onto yourself, not her. No matter how excited you are to be with her, no, you still have to have your energy on yourself. You need to make yourself the prize. You need to make, it has to be about you. Whether it's your, going to the gym, staying on your grind, working on your craft. And like I say, you have to show her that just because you're talking to her, that you're not going to slow down anytime sooner. So if you was going to the gym Monday through Friday, you just meet this Capricorn, nothing should change because you just met her. You shouldn't slow down with going to the gym. If you was working a whole lot, you better keep working a whole lot. You cannot let her know that because ever since you start talking to her, you slow down. See? Because then she's gonna, I'm gonna tell you, she's gonna pivot. She's gonna pivot, and the minute she sees that, oh, you're not sturdy, when she realizes that your frame is actually has a weakness in it, guess what she's gonna do? She's gonna knock it down. See how you put so much energy and time in building something for yourself, which causes a transformational experience? So if you started working out, you know, you started feeling good about yourself, you're trying to make a change, guess what? She's going to come into your life. She sees that, oh, you've been grinding, you've been putting a whole lot of energy and time into that workout. She's the type of person to try to bring pain to your life by trying to distract you from your goals in order for you to stop working out in order to be with her. Then she's going to see the demise of you falling because at the expense of her dealings. You see that? So that's why they say in tarot, that's why they always say Capricorn being the devil, because when Capricorn comes on the scene, she literally destroys the foundation that whatever something sits on. So if you started doing something, let's say you start building, and when you start planning, you start planning first, then you start building, and then you start moving. So as soon as she see that you're building something, she wants your energy. She wants that building energy. See? And then she wants to tell you where to build. For who though? For her own. For her. She wants you to build for her. Use that same energy that you were doing for you to go to the gym. She wants you to use that same energy to be with her and to please her. That's why I said Capricorn is considered the devil. Now, the thing about it is you have to mirror her efforts. See, you cannot put so much into something that she wouldn't do for herself. So Matt, you need to mirror her efforts. See, if she goes quiet, then that means that you should go quieter. See, if she steps up, you let her prove consistency first. It's not about the prize in the moment. It's about the prize of a lifetime. See, don't fall for, oh, she just did something really well for the first or second day or the first week. You can't just go by that. Now, the next thing is you need to use uncertainty as power. You can never let the Capricorn get comfortable. You have to make them stand on their toes. Doing so will be you unfriending them on Snapchat without an explanation. That's going to cause some sort of tension. That's going to cause some level of uncertainty. And see, at this moment, that allows you to have the upper hand. And it also allows her to keep guessing how much you know. And that's going to eat up her pride. See that? And then the next thing is that you also want to stay cold but polite. See? And what I mean by staying cold but not but polite would be to, like, not disrespect her, but at the same time, you not disrespecting her, that's going to give her an excuse. See? And that's why I said just keep everything calm, cool, collected with her. Do not give her any emotions. No, why would you give somebody emotions that can't handle them? So if you're in a relationship with a Capricorn right now, I'm talking to you, stay cold-hearted. She cannot connect with somebody that's giving her something that she doesn't have. See, something that she doesn't have to give, she can't receive it. So what would you be doing if you give her something that she does not have room for or that she hasn't made space for? It's called wasted energy. See? So she's only there to consume. She's not there to, she's not going to transmute that energy into something positive. See, if you give somebody something that is for their own good, you give somebody something that's of value, wouldn't you think that a person would keep that, right? Because it's something of value. So if you were to give them the real deal about life or just something that's just real and it's real valuable, they may pass it up because they can't receive it. So that's why you can really waste a lot of time on Capricorns and not get nowhere. You get in a relationship with them and they can just use you. And you could have wasted years of your life being with them. So I'm going to tell you the very core principles is that you have to make sure you can actually trust them. And that's you trusting them, not the other way. It's not on their terms. Another thing too is, like I said, don't explain boundaries with them. Do not explain. If she presses you, give her short lines. Do not go into an explanation. Say, hey, I move how I move. That'd be the simplest thing to say, because even if she says something slick and she tries to gaslight you, don't explain your boundaries. Another thing too is don't get pulled into the jealousy games that Capricorns like to play. See, well, she'll do this. If she can't, she's a type of person, she's very calculative. She sees that one thing isn't working, then she'll try to play the jealousy game. So that means that she may flirt with your friends. She may start to flirt with others. And she's looking for a reaction. She's trying to trigger you. And see, what you need to do is you need to act unbothered. And see, that silence is going to get to her. See, and nothing like a Pisces being silent. Now, don't overplay the revenge game with her, because like I say, as furious as you may get, don't fall into this trap of, trying to get the revenge, because your best revenge is silence and success. So if you feel like, oh man, I want to get back at her, she made me feel stupid or woo-de-woo, don't even do it, because she's going to win at that very moment if you fall through on it. Now, another thing too is don't reinstate privileges too fast. So that's like if somebody was to punch you in the face and you end up giving them the keys to the BMW just because they apologize. That's not how it works, fam. If she does something wrong, do not give her the access too quickly back, because she's a type of person that's calculative. She gets into a routine. She starts to expect that. So every time you get into a future argument, she's expecting for you to give it back to her just so easily and so simple and fast. So she's not going to let up, in other words. So even if she tries to kiss your ass, test her over time. Trust isn't free anymore. See, anything that a person may disrespect you for, then the price goes up. See? And you have to do this with Capricorn, because they think they're very slick. And they think they're so slick. They think they're so deceptive. And the thing about it is, what may have been easy, what you may have given her easy or made it easy for her, like I said, it's not free anymore. The price goes up. So if she breaks your trust, you need to make her work for that same level of trust that she once had, because she's the type of person that has to work towards something anyway because of Saturn. See, the problem is that she wants to obtain that power faster. She wants to get to that promised land quicker. She doesn't want to put the work in. So the whole time is she tries to become crafty about how she's going to get or make her goal, no matter what it is, so that way she doesn't have to do all the work. Because why would that be? At some point, a Capricorn that thinks like that realizes that at some point I'm going to have to be realistic. See? Being realistic requires a level of emotions. See, so they don't want to have to express themselves. They would rather somebody be there so that they can use them to get to get to a place of success where they no longer need anybody for anything. See, so the thing about it is, if she calls you insecure, because this is the number one thing, projection. She would gaslight you into this whole mindset of accusing you of being insecure. Anytime you try to catch her in the act, catch her doing something wrong, she's always going to try to defend herself. And the whole thing about it is you have to flip it, see? And you have to say that I'm disciplined, see? There's a huge big difference in between those words. Now, the thing about it, I would say Capricorns, they respect strength. So they'll test you by pulling back to see how strong you are. It's almost like they'll test you before they actually before they marry you. They'll pull back or do something to see if you are what you say you are. See, this sign plays more games than Scorpio, more mental mind games, and yes, I agree, it's unwarranted. But the thing about it is, she may also try to slow down things when things are too real. Meaning that she may ignore your calls, delay her responses and replies to your text message, your emails, or she'll start flipping the blame onto you. When you catch her doing something, she may try to save face, and she may start to lie in order for her to try to flip it onto you, like you're doing something just because you caught her in the act of doing something. And also, I'm gonna tell you guys, please do not fall for this. The Capricorn females, they love to play dumb. And she does this so well, she gets away with it oftentimes. She's the type of person that you catch her cheating, you catch her getting a guy's number at a McDonald's or something, or at a gas station, and you catch her in the act, you know what you saw. But then you begin to question her. Oh, I saw you, what took you so long? I saw you talking to, the dude or somebody in there. What was taking you so long? She's the type of person that will play dumb and say, oh, you talking about that man? Oh yeah, he thought he knew me from school or something. I told him, no, I don't really. She has a lie on the spot. And when she gets you comfortable into believing her side of the story all the time, she starts to brainwash you into that same thinking. And she plays off that. See, you cannot always agree with her. And she's going to see this as weakness up earlier on, is why she will continue to do this to you. You have to hold her accountable, whether she likes it or not. And it's in your actions, not in the emotions. It's in your actions. So the next time she takes too long coming out of the store, what you do is stop taking her to the store. You have to do something to show her that you need to match her energy, match her communication style. Oh, you don't want to express emotions? Cool. I won't either. See? And that's going to get to her, because she's going to see that, oh, he's not doing the same thing that I was used to. See? And that's why I tell you guys, if you guys want to know, the most evil zodiac sign of them all is Capricorn. Capricorn is a type of sign that likes to bully, that likes to, remember in high school, you had that bully in high school that was just always getting on somebody, taking somebody's lunch money, beating somebody up at school. Guarantee they probably was a Capricorn. And a lot of times, the people that stood up to the Capricorn at times, it was just, like I say, somebody that had that frame, see? Somebody that had the frame locked in to where it was unshakable. And a lot of times you find Capricorns getting into it with Aries. They actually attract those type of, the word I'm looking, like gladiators, like two type of people fighting for something, fighting for power, fighting for that dominance. So that's a lot of times why you may find Capricorns, getting into it with, they may get into it with Aries. And a lot of times it could be Aquarius as well, because like when it comes to something, it's hard to use an Aquarius. It's very hard to use a Aries. See, Those particular signs, you get more pushback. See, one thing about Aquarius is that they're very rebellious by nature. So it's very hard to, and it doesn't matter if it's your moon or your rising, it's very hard to manipulate any type of Aquarian energy, because that's where Capricorn, where Saturn rules Capricorn, that's where it falls. It falls into Uranus. So when you really look at, that's why I said about Aquarius, they are the most attached from emotions. See, to where they operate like AI, they operate like a machine. So it's like when you, or so I say like a robot, they operate like that. They have like no filter of emotion. So you're dealing with you're basically dealing with artificial intelligence, something that just takes information and then, you know, shares it with everybody because it's like the collective. And it's like, that's just how it goes. You accept it as it is. There's no changing it. You can't say, oh yeah, Aquarius, you should stop doing this, saying this. They're not going to listen to you because they're not programmed that way. They're not, that's not the type of person they are to be in that type of dilemma situation. See, the only signs that you can actually train and show them how to do things a different way will be signs like Leo. See, Leo is someone that actually will listen to you as long as you make sense. See, so they're much more negotiable when it comes to that type of situation. And them being a lion, you just have to know how to tame the lion. See, because one thing about the lion is they like attention. See, so if you give them a certain amount of attention, they will actually listen to you. See, they'll take your counsel and your direction as long as you're giving them the attention that they need, because they need a certain level of attention to feel comfortable. See, it's just like a cat. If you have a cat sitting on your lap, if you're giving that cat a certain type of attention that it likes, then you have a lesser chance of getting bit or getting scratched. But they pick and choose who they actually like far as their owners. Now that's a whole different subject, but like, comment, share, subscribe. And like I said, given everything that we talked about, to actually give you guys, you know, some reasons why Capricorn may not reach back out to you. As we mentioned, pride is the number 1 reason. Why is this? Because Capricorns, they hate being exposed or feeling like they lost status. That would be the reason why you're getting ignored. Or it could be the fact that you pulled the key, the access to whatever it is that she was benefiting from. When she sees that, oh, I'm not getting those freebies anymore, or you unfriend her from Snapchat, and you do all of this in silence without blowing up, that's going to hit her pride. So always remember that silence is her way of saying that she has lost. See, and silence is also her way of saying that she folded in the situation. She's not going to give you an emotional explanation of hey, why did you unfriend me? She's not going to do that. So don't waste your time expecting her to do so. She's not going to be like, oh yeah, well, I noticed you unfriended me on Facebook. Why did you unfriend me? She's not going to say that to you. You'll be wasting your time sitting there waiting for that type of response. Also, guilt. Okay. She knows she ignored your calls. Yeah, she knows. But she also wants to give you stress. See? But the thing about it is, she knows how much she gave or invested into you guys' relationship or situation. And she knows that she didn't match what you invested. So now when you take your control back, that's what the guilt does. It makes her freeze frame. So reaching out will force her to face the fact that she fumbled. See, she doesn't want to acknowledge or admit her losses. She doesn't want to accept defeat. She's very delusional when it comes to power being lost or her losing a fight. She always has to feel as though she didn't get to see the outcome. especially if it's not warranted in her favor. See, she's a sore loser. She hates to see herself lose. So she saves face by basically not doing anything. She freezes up. Don't fall for this. Do not fall for her freezing up. Take your win silently. Take your win, and you know you won because she has nothing to come back with. She froze. That's how you have to know. She's going back into the element of which she came. She was already someone that was frozen. She was someone that refuses to get thawed out. See? She wants to stay ice cold. So the minute that you start to dissolve her ego, everything that comes with her as a Pisces, she ain't gonna have nothing to give to you. She knows. See, the thing about it is, as a Pisces myself, I oftentimes like to, I'm gonna do a video about this, is picking and choosing what you absorb from others. Now, the thing about it is, while she's ignoring you, she's testing your patience. By not reaching out, she could passively be testing you and thinking and asking herself, will you chase? Will he fold and call me first? If you don't break frame, she'll eventually realize her silence didn't shake you. The next thing is that you want to pay attention to the shift in power, okay? Because she's paying attention. She's calculating everything. Before she had the upper hand, right? So you were calling her all the time. You were giving, you were supplying her the resources, just like a narcissist. Now you've cut her off, see? And now you've gone stoic. See, she doesn't know how to respond yet. So she's retreating while she decides to come back humble or stay stuck in her pride. See? And this is a thing. This is a win for you. This I'm gonna tell you why. See, if she stays silent, that means that you're free of the parasite that she is. See, you already reclaimed your power back. And at the same time, if she was to reach out to you, then it'll still be on your terms because she'll be chasing the access back. See, that's how you peg, that's how you reclaim your power as a Pisces when you're dealing with a Capricorn. Now, either way, like I said, you already shifted the dynamic. You already shifted the dynamic, and now you're protecting yourself. See, it's all about you not being vulnerable. When you're dealing with Capricorn, you cannot be vulnerable. That weakness will cost you, see? It will cost you a fortune. And I'm glad that, I was able to do this live. I know it's dark and I'm still talking, but some of you may be struggling with a Capricorn right now. And also, you guys, I actually I charge to do videos. If whatever video y'all want me to do on, I'm willing and ready. Y'all know I got the sauce. Just let me know. I'm gonna leave my Cash App. But yeah, you really have to watch Capricorn. I don't mean that lightly. I mean that literally. Like, you have to, because they are some of the most, like, they're not so, I'm not gonna say crazy. That's not even what it is. They're sneaky. See, very sneaky. And it's in the moments of what's, and see, the sneakiness is all related to demonism. It's all related to the demonic, the Baphomet. Is more related to the darkness that applies in a situation. And if you're not physically aware that it's happening, then you will always get terrified by a Capricorn. You will always be horrified. You'll always be lost. You will never know how to defend yourself. You will never know how to defend yourself when you're dealing with a Capricorn. They'll just take advantage of you every single time. So like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. And thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.